Hey, what's up, world? Today is Wednesday, October 2nd. Yesterday was a shitty ass day, and pretty much anything that could have happened happened. I woke up at 6:30 to go to the doctors and go to the gym and everything. So instead of actually working out, because with the excitement and trying to get everything ready, I was trying to make appointments, and then I just didn't feel like going to the gym. So for the last week, I haven't really gone to the gym and worked out. I'm actually thinking about just cutting off my membership through the software center because it's just too much for me to do right now. Especially report to them right now and try to keep up with all the appointments I have. But what happened yesterday is I snuck into my doctor's early, and we pretty much went in at 7. I wasn't feeling well, so I was I'm feeling good, but I have an ear infection, and then I have some congestion. So they gave me antibiotics, and then they gave me a Z pack, and then they also one of the antibiotics was a shot. So yeah, that was fun. Um, but then they also did a breathing treatment, which I don't know, but it was awesome. The craziest thing was that everybody was literally smiling and on my ass. I ever since I pretty much moved out, compliance on my HIV meds have pretty much ceased. I did them off and on, and I couldn't keep up on it. So I'm just worried about that. But you know what? I'm hoping that once I get this place, I can stay on it. But so I spent about an hour, maybe an hour 45 minutes in the doctor's office, running around back and forth with everything that they had me do. So I did a heart monitor, some kind of heart test, a breathing test, um, shots, medications. I got like 20. Okay, I really have like 7 or 8 scripts I need to fill up. Uh, Technically, I can't afford them, but I'm gonna figure out how I'm gonna make it. Uh, that sun's killing me. Um, Pretty much the hardest thing was it was nice yesterday because once I told them that I wasn't on my meds, that I was just having a hard time and everything, and I had like 3 different people harass me. I had my doctor, I had the PA, and then I had the nurse. And then so they were just harassing me. They're like, why aren't you taking your meds? I'm like, hey, why don't all 3 of you guys come in here at once? So that way I could tell you guys the whole story at once, um, to make it easier for all of us. So I just told them all each separately because yeah, they were all busy and they couldn't do it. That sun. Hold on. Okay, so pretty much. Let's see if that's a little bit better. Nope. Um, Whatever. So pretty much what happened is got done with the doctor. I was gonna go fill my scripts, and what ended up happening is they didn't have my the pharmacy wasn't actually open, so I called my dentist and tried to schedule a follow up appointment. And what ended up happening is I'm like I told them Tuesdays or Thursdays, and I would go see them. Well, what ended up happening is that they're like, well, can you do today? So I verified that my insurance is accurate. I did it. But what happened is I was so excited. I went in there and got my teeth cleaned, but also they ground down my tooth, which I was a little concerned about, and that totally changed my mood because I'm freaked out because um, if the doctor messes up, who's gonna cover the bill? Because I can't afford the $3,000 it cost last time. But so I was all freaking out. My bite feels so much more different than it did before, so I was concerned about that. Um, my bite feels That's a little better. Yeah, that works. So my bite feels a little different whenever I eat something, and it feels rougher than it ever did when I first got it. So yeah, that was my concern. I was like literally, my face, just like my whole attitude changed because I was concerned for that. It looks alright, but it feels like the bite is less on that tooth, and so what's going on is I've actually had it replaced 2 years ago, which I'm pretty sure if you guys watch my video you'd know. But they did a pretty good job. But what in the end, what ended up happening is no matter what, even after the almost the 2 years, it still hasn't fully healed. The gum and then the tooth actually still hurt, and I had a root canal in it, so they said it's not supposed to hurt, so reducing the bite would probably improve it. So that was that. So then I was dealing with the apartment move. But what happened also is I called Southwest Center, and one of the receptionists answered, and I was messing around with it. I was like, "Oh, it's you." And what ended up happening is she started like weeping a little, and I was like, "What?" I'm like, "I'm sorry." I'm like, "What's wrong?" And she's like, "Oh, nothing." And then so that kind of put me in a mood too, because I was like, "What the fuck did I do?" But I told her, I'm like, "I'm just playing with you like normal. So I mean, I'll be in a little bit and I'll cheer you up." So after the dentist, I had nowhere to go, so I went to go eat because I ate a protein bar for breakfast, and yeah, that's not enough anymore. So I ate the big ol' Arizona burrito from a place called, I don't know, Frederico's or something. It wasn't the best. It was the weirdest thing ever. I don't know why they make it like that, but whatever. So that's enough about that. And then what ended up happening is after the dentist, I stayed in the parking lot, and I called the apartment manager. I'm like, you know what? I cannot do this. I don't have anywhere to go. My friend doesn't want me there anymore, and literally, I don't have anywhere to go. I don't know what to do. You said that this should have been done. This should have been done Friday. My apartment should have been done Friday, and should have been inspected. Well, the management agency didn't do what they should have, because with my voucher, it's a 2 year. It's a two. I qualify for a 1 room, and instead I got a 2 room unit, but they take off the doors, so that way I do qualify. And then what happened is the water heater wasn't up to code. The drainage line, the emergency drainage line, was not connected at all to anything. So that was a safety violation, which they failed the inspection for. So that's what I was dealing with. I've been dealing with this frustration because I didn't really want to stay away with my friend that long. I wanted to be out Friday, and then they were supposed to be done by Saturday, by the weekend, fixing all that stuff. Well, the management agency and the maintenance agency didn't even freaking do it till Monday morning. So I had to call the City of Phoenix inspector and let them know that it was not ready to be seen. So that was my issue. I was so pissed off, and then the lady was like, "Oh yeah, from what I heard is that it's supposed to be the next business day." Well, so when I talked to her, I'm like, I've done a lot more than I should have on this, because I was sitting in the car in front of the dentist office. I was like, you know what? I've done a lot more than I should have, and honestly, I played a bigger role than I should have. But I was trying to get all this stuff done. I'm like, I shouldn't be playing this role, and it's up to you. She's like, what do you want to do? She was like, yeah, we'll pay for a hotel for you to stay in, blah blah blah. And in the end, it was just, I was so upset. I'm just like, ugh, I really just wanted to punch somebody, and I didn't know what to do. So what ended up happening is I'm like, you know what, just do what you can, do what you need to. I need to get into this place as soon as possible because you guys promised me Monday, but it didn't pass inspection, and then on top of that, inspection didn't go through. And then so after that, I went to Southwest Center, hung out for a bit, and what ended up happening is Um, I was just I'm just a mess with this apartment thing. It's just pissing me off that they can't get it done and that they're making me wait this long. They know that I don't have a place to stay. They know that that things are getting difficult. But so I went to Southwest Center and I was just messing around with everything, moving shit and doing my normal routine. But what ended up happening is I hung out for a little bit, and I hung out for like probably an hour and 20 minutes. I was waiting for my appointment. I had two appointments, my nutrition and my acupuncture. Well, I couldn't handle it anymore. I went outside and I just started fucking weeping and like crying. And I just, because I'm so angry, I want to punch somebody and I just want to beat them up. But the thing is, I know I can't take it out on that way, and I can't take it out on myself. Emotionally, it was a bad day at that time, and then I couldn't handle it, so I called them. I canceled my appointment, especially for the rest of the week, and I let them know, hey, I'm like, I can't do this right now. So because I couldn't tolerate it, I didn't know what to do. I went to South Mountain and sat on a boulder. There's a video from that yesterday, and I need to figure out a way to upload it to my laptop, but it's all good. So I went to South Mountain. I was chilling on a boulder, and I fell asleep on it for like half an hour, but I actually stayed on that rock for about 2. And I was just listening to music and trying to relax, trying to mellow out. It was so nice and peaceful because I mean all you hear is the wind and a little bit of the car noise. But I mean it's just so nice to surround myself by the outdoor, the wilderness, the mountains, just peaceful serenity. And so there was really nobody out there, so it was just peaceful. So that's what happened with that. And then I left, and then I went to my friend's house, who I used to stay at, off of base, well, in off the South Mountain somewhere. But here's the thing, I couldn't stay with them any longer because my friends, all of them are weird. He's a management of a counseling agency, and he just seems like he's totally out of it. Like I mean, like literally, like he doesn't. He's like old and senile now, but it's freaking crazy. And then he has his roommate that's really creepy, and I will wake up with the half naked guy next to me when I'm sleeping, and the guy has his own room. So I'm like, what the fuck? And then this dude will like literally like play chicken with me, like literally like try to freak me out by touching me. And I'm like, dude, just back off. I'm like, I don't want you, and I don't want any of this. This dude's always talking weird to me. But then there's also this Native American, who looks like a female, and I'm like, dude, what are you? Like I fuck around with them. Like I know that they're male now, but I'm like, dude, your body doesn't know what the fuck it wants to be, and I know that, but they know I'm playing, so it's not. They don't take offensively. They just say shut up. So I just deal with that. But the Native American tends to be a little more negative and bitches about both my friend and then the roommate, which I would understand. But I hear that constantly. I hear the negativity, and then I have to deal with the creepy roommate all the time, and then my crazy friend. I just get burnt out, and I sleep on the couch. So what ended up happening that time is they actually had people over, and they told me to get off the couch, and I didn't know where to go or what to do. So I was like, fuck. But yeah, so that was that. So I visited them. I visited the native because I was the only one there, and I told him why I don't stay there anymore. It's because of the creepy roommate. The last time he's like, oh, I'm not scared of your AIDS. I'm like, what? I'm like, seriously? I'm like, you mean HIV? And he's like, yeah, HIV. I'm like, what? I'm like, when did I tell you? I'm like, I don't even remember telling you. You're not a person that I would tell my status to. And he's like, when we had sex. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? I'm like, seriously? So it's a little complicated yesterday because I was telling the native this, and it was just, I'm like, what the fuck is going on with this kid? I mean, like, he's making up shit. and he's being creepy altogether. Well, that day that he told me that, he was getting up all close into me and like trying to like be a creepy comfort thing, and it wasn't work. It wasn't. I mean, this kid makes me uncomfortable all the time, and this is like the creepy roommate. So I was just telling him that, and I was like, "Do you guys talk about my status?" And he's like, "No, but the other one might to him." So I was like, "Fuck." Well, yeah, it's at 15 minutes, but that wasn't even the end of the day. So pretty much what ended up happening is after that, I stayed there for like 2-3 hours, and then I freaking passed out, ate a glob of peanut butter and jelly, and then freaking took off and went to my meeting, which I canceled. One of the meetings I canceled. So I went to that one, and then I get home around probably 7, maybe 8, 7, 7 or 8. I get around, and so I talked to my friend's boyfriend, saying, "Hey, this is what's going on with my, with with the housing. I need to. I want to know if I can stay till Friday." Well, what ended up happening is right when I after I asked him, I got a text message saying, "You need to leave. We need our space, and you got to get out." I'm like, oh, fuck. I'm like, well, I text him. I'm like, well, your boyfriend said it's okay, but I understand, and I'll pack my shit. So on top of everything, I'm just like, where the fuck am I gonna go all day? And then on top of that, I have this, which I didn't actually think I was gonna get kicked out, which they just need their own space, and I realized that. But I was just so frustrated because of that, and I didn't know what to do, so I packed up all my shit. I was using the car, and so I took off all my shit from the car and put it in my trunk, put it in my bed, and then my car. So I have a whole bunch of clothes right now in my car. But yeah, so I also dealt with my storage facility, because what's happening is that they haven't fixed the broken broken machines, so you can't access the units at off of business hours, because the doors will actually lock on you with the magnet. And so I was just bitching at that guy freaking for like 20 minutes, just saying, because he was saying that it works sometimes, so they don't need to put a sign up saying that it's out of order. I was telling them that they should take a sign, say that, hey, it may not work, and please, if it doesn't work, come back during certain hours, because I needed my work shoes from the storage, and I couldn't get them because the malfunctioning door. And then I left messages, and they failed to contact me back. So all this thing, I took out my frustrations on this guy, but he was being kind of stupid. So that was mid morning, and then after, my friend was around 7:38. So I just took all my shit. I left. I put whatever I could in storage. They actually had everything, all the doors actually tied up to a post to keep them open after everything. So I just dealt with that all day, and then I went to the gym for 15 minutes, and then I went to the gym and did the cardio for 15 minutes, and then I did the sauna for about another 10, and then I took a shower, and then I left. I was just so frustrated yesterday. I just started wandering around, and I didn't know what to do at all. It was just the most frustrating thing I could have dealt with yesterday. Was just everything. And I also emailed the property manager. I was like, I'm very disappointed in you guys. I was told that I can move in Monday. You guys didn't pass inspection, and you guys didn't meet the deadline. I'm like, this is giving me my home for the next year, and I need to know that I can rely on your management, and your maintenance team. And so I haven't heard a response since. But I told the lady who I've been talking to, I'm like, I also emailed your boss. I'm letting them know exactly what happened. So she's like, okay, he'll probably be getting back to you soon. I'm like, you know what? I'm like, I just need to know that I can count on you guys. So just all this is going through my head. I'm sick. My ears hurt. I haven't swam because of that, and I haven't maintained a stable diet. I haven't maintained um, any consistency in anything, sleeping, where I'm staying. So it's kind of hard. And last night, luckily, 3 people offered to let me stay with them. So that was the awesome part. But it's crazy. I'm like being homeless and trying to figure out where to stay daily is not a good thing. It fucks up your mentality. But also being homeless and maintaining a job at the same time is even worse because you're trying to figure out where you need to be, but you want to maintain a location close to work. Well, I would stay at work like just in the fucking parking lot if I could, but I my boss already knows and he doesn't give a shit. So I hate it when my work says, "Hey, just let us know what you need and we'll help you out," which is fucking bullshit because they don't. Fucking A. Biggest tire company in the fucking U.S. and they do is just bullshit you. They just tell you lies. But whatever. The thing is, all this is just frustrating me. I missed Friday. I missed Monday for this apartment thing, so I lost out on money on top of that. But also, I'm losing money because I'm driving everywhere. So what I'm gonna make sure I do is I'm gonna charge them for make them knock off 4 days of electricity and 4 days of rent and maybe 4 days of storage. So I'm gonna make sure that they knock off at least probably $150 to $200 off of this for all the trouble I've gone through. It's not enough, but you know what? They need to make it possible and make it easier for me this time. And I need to know that they can be accountable for what they say. But so that was my day yesterday. Music on my videos, I can no longer post them because every time fucking YouTube will inform me of copyrights. So I really don't know what to do about that. It's just stupid because I don't know. I mean, you have to use the music companies. You have to ask them for permission to use the music, which I don't think it really matters because if you own the music, you should be able to play it on your YouTubes or whatever, play it wherever you want. So I just don't know what's going on with that, but I gotta go look into that. But you know what, you guys, it's been like 22 minutes. Hopefully I can upload this video and go from there. But it was just a crazy day. I honestly, I don't know how I made it. I really just wanted to jump, and I was just praying to God. I'm like, please, just give me the strength. Give me the strength and the courage to move forward because today is not the day for me to try to keep pushing right now. So it was just one of those days where everything was just bombarding me. So today, luckily, all I have to deal with is work. I'm gonna go to the gym in a little bit. So it's actually 7:18 a.m. So I go in at 1, but I'm gonna try to get in earlier so that I can make up the hours from last week. It's not gonna be that much, but it's still gonna be something. But you guys, I hope you guys are doing well, and we'll go from there. I might upload this video tomorrow if I can find some internet access. And honestly, I don't know where I'm staying tonight, but I'm pretty sure I could ask 2 more people to figure out if I can stay with them. But I hope I get this apartment soon because I'm about to kill somebody. But I'm dealing with all this shit emotionally, and it's not cool. It's more than it should be, and I have no idea where to go from here. But I'm hoping that this all settles down so that way I can relax and just not have to deal with all the BS that shouldn't be happening. So you guys take care. Have a great day. I hope you guys are enjoying the weather. It's freaking cooling down and it's awesome. So take care.